All right, what is up? Welcome back to another video. We are finally getting to work on these heads, so pretty stoked. So I'll kind of go over what I'm doing here and get to work on them so we can get these things close to getting ready. Well, they will be ready to mount to the block. So let's get get some light here. Anyway, got them up here at the shop and don't need this right now. But anyway, we are running a 1:6:5 rocker ratio with some Harlan Sharp roller rockers. So basically what we have to do is your push rod guide holes, which is one right down there. It's hard to see. Here, 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 and here. So basically what we have to do is with that 1:6:5 rocker ratio, we have to elongate the top portions of these push rod holes, because that push rod will want to bind. Now, we don't know it for sure, but most guys always have to elongate them. So I'm going to go ahead and get in there, cover everything up that I can, and we're going to get in there and elongate the top portions of these things just to give us a little bit of extra room, just to be safe. So I'm going to go ahead and get a carbide bit that we got down here at the shop and go ahead and start working these things. This is definitely a long process. This is something normally you do when you do port work, but when we bought these heads, all the port work that he didn't do these at the time. He'd done these quite a few years ago before we had ever obviously bought them, because he was going to use them, didn't end up using them. But anyway, that being said, definitely a lengthy process. So I'm gonna go ahead and get set up, probably put you guys on a time lapse, and then after I get done with one head, we'll show you guys what I've got, where I'm at, and we'll do the one after that. Okay, got this head all ready. Just wrap the springs up with tape to prevent as much metal shavings from getting up around the valve springs as possible. And Dad went through and cleaned all the rocker stud holes all up. Got the threads all chased and cleaned up, so I just ran some bolts down in there to prevent crap from getting all down in those holes. So this one's ready to go. So we'll move on to this guy over here, and we should be ready. So I'll hit you guys with a time lapse and hope you enjoy seeing this lengthy, drawn out process of porting these things up. So, and I got this all set up, got her oiled up, and we're ready to go. Okay, got the first head done. Well, kinda. The push rod holes that are down in there, our bit isn't long enough, and we don't have any at the shop that are the real long carbide bits, because we don't normally ever do work like this. So I think I'm gonna wait for the snap-on truck to come by on Thursday morning and pick one up from him, so that way we can get down in there. And those always come in handy for a lot of other stuff, so it won't be money wasted. But anyway, we'll go ahead and show you the ones I can get done. I'll go ahead and compare them to the stock ones, and then I'll go through and do these other ones that I can get to, and then hopefully Thursday morning I can knock out those deep ones. So, okay. Here's a comparison. Kind of tapered the upper portions of them. See there, you can kind of see the marking. This is a There's a stock hole. And there's one that I've hogged out. Stock, or sorry, modified. Stock. Modified. 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 And modified. So, seems to be a substantial difference from stock, and obviously being that I'm doing it manually, they're not all exact, so I'm gonna do my best to get them all as uniform as I can. But the ones I can get to are all done on this head, so it's gonna be the same exact thing you just saw in the time lapse. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this other side out, and then I'll show you guys the finished product when I'm done with it, because there's no need to insert more of the same exact clip. So after this, you should see us checking those out. All right, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and we're getting started here on the 55 on a Saturday. And those spring perches I mentioned that we bought, they weren't specifically for Chevy, Pontiac, or whatever. They were kind of just like a universal fit, and they ended up being too wide, so we got some Chevy ones. And for some reason we got stock 55 leaf springs and stock 55 perches, and the center alignment hole doesn't line up or doesn't fit the pin, so I had to use the old carbide bit and just kind of lightly hog these out just a little bit, so they fit fine now. So we're going to slip this side on, and then that way we can get our U-bolts fit, get this rear end clamped in place, and get this thing back down on the ground as a roller, so that way we can work on getting this engine going and, you know, getting it in there as making engine mounts and stuff. So we'll go ahead and get this stuff tossed in there and check back with you and see how it fits. On that time lapse, we got everything tightened up and whatnot, and while I was under there, I didn't think I would have to cut off those top control arm brackets from the Pontiac trailing arms, but it looks like maybe under hard acceleration those might want to get up and get into some stuff there where that what do you call it, shock bar is located. So went ahead and got those cut off, and then I'll go back and smooth that stuff out real nice whenever I finish weld these guys in. So got the rear end centered. I got the pinion angle just kind of semi-set just to get the thing on the ground. That's not a final setting by any means. But anyway, it's clamped in place, so we'll be ready to finally throw some rollers on this thing, get it on the ground, and get it rolled back so we can get the engine prepped and ready and start getting it together. Okay, as you just saw in the time lapse, we got the thing all down on the ground. It's finally a roller again. So here we'll see if I can. Nope, not wanting to. Anyway, yeah.
Only 5x5 wheels.
Yeah, that's the only 5x5 wheels we have are off the 70 Bonneville that we got the 455 for out of this car. That's all we had laying around until we get the steel wheels to mount our cheater slicks on.
Of course, the Kragers would work,
but yeah,
I love that.
there it is, back down as a roller. Pretty good feeling. Yep. So there it is. Basically ready for us to set pinion angle and tack it in place. And then when we take this up to the shop to have Jason wire it, I'll burn those welds in with our 220 welder, because my little 110 guy can't handle that. So anyway, I know I had a couple people ask over time what this cribbing was, or I guess most people didn't know what it was called, but the little pallet deals we had the wheels sitting up on, anyway, they call them cribbing for those of you that don't know. And I've had a few people ask how we made them, what ours look like up close, dimensions and all that. So I figured since we got this thing down on the ground, I'd go ahead and address that since Dad made those and he's here. So.
And so, yeah, cribbing is what they've always used to move like big, heavy stuff like the houses. They used to move houses with cribbing. So you know this stuff's strong. And if you go look at what Roadster Shop, and I've seen it on Joe Martin.
Yep.
On his show. They all, you look in the background, all our cars are sitting on these, so they're totally safe, not like there's, but the ones I've built like 3 sets now. I've done them 12 inches by 16. So, and in these cases, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 inches, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 inches. So you could go 3 and 3 or any combination. You could go 5, 5, you know, make them higher. So this combo comes out a foot high. And actually,
Yeah, where your tire is going to be
yeah,
sitting.
actually 11 inches or so. But this always seems to be a good height to get out of the car, not crack your head, and it eliminates putting jack stands under the frame, where your frame, then they're in the way if you're doing something related to the frame or like the rear end. If as long as you've got tires on your car, or even like we did in that case, we put a jack stand on this.
Yeah, so there's multiple different ways you can use them.
And I've always used for the top, this is 3/4 inch plywood. So plenty strong. And this, you can just see, this is just old scrap 3/4 inch plywood we had, and I think a lot of extra 2x4s, but I've always screwed them. I've used 2 screws as I do each one. So you could you could easily nail these, but I just have always screwed them. And really, that's basically it. Now, when I do build these, I cut one 12 inch, and I cut one 16 inch, and then those are I don't measure anymore. Those are my templates. So I just keep taking that one and lay it on top of your next board you're going to cut, scribe a line with a pencil, and make your cut off of that. Don't keep trying to measure 12 inches, because you might end up a little, depending on where you're cutting on the line. So that way you're always, and then just make sure when you make your pencil mark, just make sure you cut either on the outside of that pencil mark. So you end up with them all pretty much the same, so you're not off. Anyway, pretty stout.
Yeah, those things aren't light by any means. They'll definitely hold up quite a bit of weight. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure to cover that since I've had a few people ask me. So there they are.
Let me see.
What's up?
No, hold on, buddy. I just want to look. I'm trying to look.
Come here. Oh, hi, bud. Oh, you ready to go on a walk, aren't you?
Let's go on a walk.
Good boy. Oh, he's ready.
Okay, you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, I'm going to do a little wide angle here and get the whole car in the shot, since I can't get back far enough to get it in there. So here it is. Finally got it set down. Very rewarding feeling. Pretty stoked. Turned out great. It's really even from side to side, so I know I got the thing almost dead centered. And I can tell, well, I shouldn't say I can tell, I had my degree wheel on there, and the pinion angle's almost exactly where I'll want it, or will want it. So pretty stoked on that. But anyway, I know there were some clips of doing the head work at the beginning. I basically needed a longer carbide bit to get down to the lower push rod tubes just on the corners of the heads. and I haven't got a bit for that yet, but the heads are pretty much done minus those two things. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get some parts coming and start getting that engine thrown together, and for the next, as a portion of the next video anyway. So, and I've seen, seems like people are interested in t-shirts as far as the way the video's doing, likes and comment wise. So I think we're finishing up some artwork, and I'll probably put that up in the next video and show that off. And then hopefully we'll have some here in the near future. It may be after the first of the year just because we're so busy, but hopefully here soon. Look forward to that stuff. Probably do some sweatshirts as well. It's just that time of year for us people in the Midwest and living up north and all this nasty cold winter. So anyway, that'll do it for this one, guys. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.